We are Cactus Wrestling. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos.
Today we are doing a 2023-2024 wrestling preview between the top two ACC teams, NC State versus Virginia Tech. We had kind of started this series starting off with Penn State versus Iowa. You can check that out right here. And then in Big Ten, we also did Michigan versus Ohio State. You can check that one out right here. So we figured let's go to two other returning top 10 schools, NC State versus Virginia Tech, and see how their lineups are previewing for the upcoming season. Starting off with 125, we have Jacob Camacho. Shout out Connecticut native Jacob Camacho. He's back from injury. He'll face off against reigning All-American Eddie Ventresca. Number 4, WrestleStat has him. Seems a little high.
That's a little bold spot there.
Bold strategy, Cotton. I kind of would take Camacho in a head-to-head matchup. Ventresca might end up having a better postseason than Camacho, like at NCAAs maybe. But I think in a head-to-head matchup, I think Camacho's probably going to edge him out. Especially just with how Ventresca, I mean, he was the 27 seed going into the tournament. When Camacho's been in the tournament, he's been seeded as high as like 6th or 7th.
He's never All-American.
Well, but yeah, Ventresca's All-American and Camacho didn't. But still, I think in a head-to-head matchup in this ACC rivalry, I think Camacho would pull it off.
I agree. I think that Ventresca losing to Trombley last year in overtime was very telling, especially when, from all reports, Camacho is head and shoulders better than Trombley.
Yeah.
But to your point, Ventresca was a super low seed at NCAAs, and then he made an All-American, and Camacho has failed to do that.
Yep.
I think that we've seen a whole new Jacob Camacho. I think that the U.S. Open was really telling, where he touched Pat Glory.
Not a leg lace though.
The leg lace debate is a tough one.
I mean, hey, he still got the takedown on the national champion,
and that would be 3 points,
and then put him away.
That would be three now.
Yeah.
So I think Camacho looks good. I was surprised he didn't wrestle for the true third spot against Soriano.
I mean, Soriano didn't even show.
Yeah, and unfortunately, from what I've heard, it's kept Camacho off the U23 world team as well.
Yeah.
So, that sucks. Maybe it just further shows his commitment to the folk style season.
Yeah, and Camacho's pretty good on his feet. Usually, he's pretty good at getting takedowns. So I think the 3-point the new rule change with the 3-point takedown is going to benefit him.
Well, I remember when he majored Jack Mueller in the ACC finals a few years ago, when I think during the COVID season.
Yeah, that was the year I think he got like really seeded like 6 or 7, and it was like, what?
Yeah, I take Camacho in the duel, but I don't know. These NC State guys tend to underperform. It's kind of weird. Some of them like really overperform, and then some of them really underperform.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a mixed bag. It depends on the guy.
I was going to say, I remember when Camacho didn't win opens as a freshman. But I also think that NC State is just right there as a top team. They're still just like a tier below, though. And I think that their duels are great. But just like you guys said, they do seem to not maybe wrestle their fullest potential at NCAAs.
I think they were ranked number 3 in duels. They only had 1 loss last year.
Yeah, very solid dual team.
So moving on to 133, this is a nice little rivalry in the making. Kairini of NC State versus Sam Latona. These guys went back and forth last year. I think Latona beat him at NCAAs, but lost to him in the dual and ACC finals. Well, very close matches, all of them.
Yeah, I would pick Latona here. Latona, I mean, when he was at 25, he would give Camacho fits.
Yeah.
And like he would be, I think he's got NC State's number. He's really good at beating NC State, and I think Latona is definitely gonna pull out the win here.
And Latona still wins the series right now. He's up 2-1
Yeah,
against Arini. Um,
No, I think. Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah. He's up
you know,
2-1.
he's in a tough room. I mean, both these guys are dogs. They're going after it. I give a slight edge to Latona. He just seems to know how to win those tough battles.
Stam ice in his veins, Latona for the win at 133. Okay, shout out Connecticut native Ryan Jack at 141.
Another
He'll be up
Danbury kid.
against Tom Crook for Virginia Tech. Ryan Jack, RJ, he has the series lead 2-0 versus Tom Crook. But it looks like each time Crook is narrowing the gap. First one was 8-2, and then the second one was only 2-1. So perhaps 3-point takedown could change things in this one.
I mean, or Crook is figuring out how to wrestle Jack, and Jack can't seem to make the adjustments.
I think Crook was a true freshman last year.
Yeah, he might have been. I mean, they seem pretty. I mean, against common opponents, they're pretty even.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I know Ryan Jack's leading the series 2-1. Something's telling me Tom Crook is gonna edge him out though.
Yeah, I feel like I try and watch the Connecticut guys when I can. I feel like Ryan Jack doesn't do as well when he wrestles the same guy over and over again. I feel like guys kind of figure him out because he's got this kind of sneak low single, and he's a really good counter wrestler. And once guys kind of figure out how to wrestle him, I feel like he kind of struggles to kind of get over that barrier. But I don't know. I think in the duel, and that's the other thing. I feel like there's a huge home field advantage, whether this is at NC State or Virginia Tech. I don't know what it's going to be next year, but I have favor of Ryan Jack winning this one.
I'm also going with Jack. He is 2-0 right now in the series. He wrestled a very close match with Cole Matthews, top guy. I think Ryan Jack is making strides. It's always tough to be the younger brother of a very talented guy that was on the same team as you. Some of you guys might know Kevin, that they're big NC State fans out there. 3-time All-American, also from Connecticut.
Oh, and
But
he even beat Lachlan McNeil. He's an All-American.
The All American, yeah.
yeah,
Even twice.
Oh yeah,
so
even twice.
I think Jack's in a pretty good spot to maybe not have a breakout season, but another solid year, All-American potential. Maybe find himself a little bit higher up on the podium this time. So I got him beating Crook.
Okay, that's
A lot
fair.
of good matchups in this.
Yeah, honestly, no blowouts. It seems like this can be a very tight duel.
This could go either way pretty much on every matchup so far, including 149, Jackson Arrington of NC State versus Caleb Henson. And Caleb Henson's 2-0 on the series. I think these both were freshmen last year. Arrington, I think, was a round of 12, and Henson All-American last year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Henson All-American.
Yeah.
He got upset early, but he still
He
managed to
wrestled back.
podium.
Yeah, I mean, I like Caleb Henson a lot. I think he's very talented. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. Arrington's more of like one of those grittier type of wrestlers. I think that's what NC State's kind of known for, is just high conditioning, wear you out, grind with you type of guys.
The Iowa style.
They were, yeah, and Wolfpack style, I guess. So I think Henson's probably got the advantage here.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean Henson's 2-0 against him. I don't think Arrington's gonna. It would be a hell of an upset if he could pull it off, but I think it's Henson.
I mean, even looking at common opponents, Henson's got like a huge advantage.
Oh,
despite
that's true.
the actual like 2-0 matchup that they have against each other, like common opponents, he crushes it. I don't know if it would be a bonus match, but I'd see a pretty solid decision, maybe even teetering on a major.
Yeah.
So 157 is also another fun matchup. I thought Bryson Donian graduated, but I guess he's coming back.
Never.
And he'll have Ed Scott. I think both of these guys are returning All-Americans.
Yeah.
And I think Ed Scott pinned him with 5 seconds to go at NCAA's last year. That's his only win he has. But look at some of these matchups. 24-10, 15-9, 11-6.
Yeah,
And I don't know
they
what
let
the
it
score is
fly.
here.
Bryce Andonian is a animal. Again, talking from the Levi Haynes perspective, they some of the Penn State guys talked about if Haynes was to meet up with Andonian, how they think it would go. And they said like exactly how it went. They're like, yeah, like, Bryce will probably get up and then he'll go something, keep pushing the pedal, push, and overcommit and keep going too hard. And he did, and Haynes took advantage of it and ended up pinning him. And I think Scott might have done the same thing. And I think that's why you see these super high scoring matches that Bryce Andonian is going for broke every day of his life, every match. The guy, you can never question his heart, his determination, his integrity. He leaves everything out on the mat every single match. And I think Ed Scott probably just capitalized on it that one time. I'd still take Bryce Andonian.
I take
Seven out of
Andonian
10
every day of the
times.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, 7 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I'm surprised WrestleStat has Ed Scott winning 9-8 on this one. I have Indonian as well.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see what happens. I mean, Ed Scott's making. They're all. I mean, again, all these matches are going to be super close. This should be a really exciting duel,
Yeah, this
especially
is
if
going
these
to be a
rankings hold up.
real barn burner of a
Ed
match.
Scott is known for some big moves though, so he
Yeah.
could
So is
always get
Andonian.
some sort of like headlock or something. Moving on to 165, probably a weaker weight class for both teams. Patty Singleton versus Connor Brady from Virginia Tech, and they have Connor Brady winning 5-4. I think it is an overtime match. Look at this, another like
Yeah.
barn burner of a match.
Wow.
Could go either way.
Well, actually, if you think about it, I bet who was it? Singleton won last time.
Yeah.
He had to have gotten the takedown, and
Come from behind.
Brady may have only gotten 3 escapes. Wait, 3 escapes? That doesn't make sense.
It was 3-3. I don't know.
Oh yeah, then it's probably each got a takedown.
Just got to take down the skate.
It's gonna be
I think
weird. It's gonna be weird to see overtime matches ending in 3 points differential that
Oh yeah,
versus two.
I won 9-6 in overtime in SV. Uh, I think I'm going Singleton.
Yeah, it's weird. I know that some guys talked about WrestleStat preseason rankings, and how they're kind of all over the place. But Singleton ranked behind Brady. I still think Singleton is probably going to be the favorite though. And I see whose name did I just see that was also a Connecticut guy in that?
Typhon.
Yeah, Ty Finn from the famous.
I was just gonna
Finn's
say, is he gonna?
Yeah.
Are they gonna throw him in?
Yeah, they're gonna throw him in if Connor Brady's injured.
That guy
So
Lewis still around.
174, Alex Faison of NC State versus Mekhi Lewis. Now you would think that Mekhi Lewis probably has the big advantage, but I remember ACC championship last year. It went to the ultimate tiebreaker, where Mekhi Lewis won 2-1, and he's like notorious for close matches.
But he usually wins them.
He usually does, unless he's against Carter Starachi.
Yeah.
Staracoli. But I don't see Faison. I don't think he has the offense to take down Mekhi Lewis.
No way.
Mekhi Lewis is so hard to score on.
Yeah, honestly, he's got some of the best defense in the NCAA's. I mean,
he's 15-0 against common opponents compared to 5-9.
Yeah, I think that it's gonna be tough to say, but I feel like Lewis is kind of past his prime as a wrestler, which is wild to think about. But he's regressing, and
that's true. He did take fourth last year.
Yeah, I think I've heard people say that he's got some injuries, some pretty serious stuff as well that he came back from, and that stuff. Even if you healed, it can still be nagging.
Yeah.
Is always in a brace too.
Yeah.
I don't think it's enough for Alex Faison to.
No.
Alex Faison isn't related to a Kip, is he? Do you think?
A Kip Faison, Connecticut legend.
Oh yeah,
legend, cousin maybe.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
Oh, we'll have to figure that one out.
Moving up to 184, we have highly regarded freshman Dylan Fishback.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't he one of the top recruits they got?
I think he was number 5 recruit versus Sam Fisher. So last year at this weight class, we had Trent Hidley versus Hunter Bolin. Trent Hidley's moving up to 97. Hunter Bolin graduates.
Is there any chance that Trumbull goes down?
I don't know. He's so tall.
He's big. He's
Yeah,
pretty
but
big.
is there any chance that Trumbull goes down?
I guess there's a chance. I don't know how good of a chance, but
If Trumbull goes down, I pick Trumbull.
yeah.
I doubt it with this guy. I mean, this guy's top prospect. I feel like.
Yeah, but they could redshirt him if Trumbull goes down.
Well, didn't he redshirt last year?
Yeah, I think so.
Good point.
Yeah, you could redshirt forever. It's college wrestling.
Yeah. You just need a year off to let some guys graduate? Cool.
I don't know anything about Sam Fisher. I just know that Dylan Fishback is a highly recruited guy. So I'm picking Fishback, even though WrestleStat has him as 39 and Sam Fisher.
I mean, but it's funny is that WrestleStat even has Fishback over Fisher.
Yeah.
Despite being 20 rankings behind him. But
and 2-2 versus Common versus 4-2.
Yeah.
I don't know how this algorithm works, but
yeah, WrestleStat's got an interesting algorithm for sure.
I got Fishback as well, but
yeah, I would think Fishback because yeah.
So Trent Hidley versus Andy Smith. I mean, I think this is where NC State needs to capitalize if they want to make a run at a dual victory here. They got.
I don't think they're at any risk of Andy Smith beating Trent.
What's funny is they both lost to Louis Duprez.
He might be coming back next year.
Yeah, he might be.
Big comeback. I mean, he did beat Nino every single time they wrestled. He could have been a national champ this year.
Lou Duprez for the future, 2024 champion for Bennington.
I definitely have Trent though with a major at least. I just think that he's going to just be a dog at 197.
Yeah, I think you're right there. That he's going to kill the guy.
And rounding it out, Owen Treffin at NC State versus Hunter Katka. Treffin beat him 3 times to 1. But look at this. Tiebreaker 2, overtime 5-3, 5-3. All close matches. Seems like
getting closer every time.
Yes.
Katka's figuring him out.
Seems like it's going to be one of those boring no takedown heavyweight matches, though.
Katka was a huge prospect in high school. I don't know if you guys remember. He was like Fargo freestyle and Fargo Greco champ, or definitely a placer. This is a guy that was, placing high at all the big tournaments, Super 32, Fargo. I don't know if he was a world team member ever, but I remember like he was up there with the Cassiope rankings and whatnot, and it just never seemed to really materialized in college. I got Treffin winning or Owen.
I do too.
Yeah, I mean you're winning the series 3-1.
But they have it 16-15 in NC State's favor. Really could go either way in probably 8 out of 10 matches, I'd say.
For sure. I mean, some of these can, are a real flip of the coin.
So there you have it. That's our ACC preview. NC State versus Virginia Tech. Who do you think is going to win? Who's going to make the lineup? Any surprises? Is it going to be
the way we called it? It's a 1912 NC State.
Yeah, NC State.
Who said that?
Us.
We did. We said 1912 NC State.
I was keeping score. We picked NC State to win 19-12.
Well, we just need to figure out who's going to be hosting because that's going to play.
Yeah, that will be a big difference maker.
A flip match.
Because if Sam Ice in his veins Latona is at home,
maybe he'll get a pin or something.
Yeah, we'll see.
Throw a real wrench in things.
Drop a comment down below. Let us know what you think.
Thanks for watching. We are Cactus Wrestling, and we'll see you next time on our next video.